To evolve a cute chinless character into more realistic styles, we need to add a chin that complements the face rather than feeling contrived and unwanted. You might ask, why not create a chin character from scratch? That's certainly possible and it has its advantages. However, it's generally easier to create a cute face when kept round and simple. Once you've established an appealing character, adding a chin becomes a much smaller step compared to trying to craft a realistic style character from scratch, especially if you want it to look appealing. Plus, by taking the less direct path, you open yourself up to creating multiple styles instead of just one. Without inserting any more control lines into our patch structure, we can style it to look as realistic as Lucy by doing no more than dragging control points as this example demonstrates. It looks pretty good, but this large 5-sided polygon in the control cage, located here, makes it difficult to control in this region. In contrast, in this example, the 5-sided polygon is smaller and positioned here, while the control points are more evenly distributed, making it easier to manage. The only difference in the patch structure is instead of these two control lines going down the cheeks, under the chin and back to the other eye, they've been redirected so that they continue down the neck into the body. To modify our head to this structure, we first separate it from the body. This gives us greater control over where the new lines are inserted into the body. To separate, cut, select, export to a file, delete, and then save the body. To redirect, begin inserting a control line here, next to this line we'll replace, and then click here to redirect it down the neck. Click Backface Ignore to enable snapping to non-edge points. Click the ladybird or press M to snap some of the new points to points they'll replace, and refine a little before deleting the line being replaced. If we insert the second line close enough to the line we just inserted, there's no need to redirect it, as it will follow in the same direction. Same as before, snap some of the new points to points they'll replace, and refine a little before deleting the line being replaced. Before we embark on our new adventure of crafting a chin, make sure to restore our head back to looking as good as it did before, and then save so that we can easily revert back to this stage. We can now aim straight for a head, as realistic as Lucy, by simply dragging the control points. However, if you're new to creating characters in a realistic style, your results may feel disheartening. Like learning to paint or draw a realistic face, developing the skills to model a 3D character that looks both realistic and appealing requires much practice over time. To avoid frustration from tackling too much at once, evolving more gradually can be wise. By settling our first goal as no more than adding subtle chin definition, we can preserve much of the original appeal in our chinless character. If you're going for a cute look, remember babies have small chins, which is likely why a subtle approach helps maintain a cute aesthetic when transitioning from a chinless character to one with a defined chin. In transitioning to a chin, I like to aim for this cute curve in the face when viewed from this angle. If we can get this curve to look good, even if it's minimal, we've successfully introduced a chin that complements the face. Puffing out the cheeks helps define this curve, while also reducing how much the chin needs to be modified to gain definition, making the transition that much easier. Although the cheeks can be puffed out with only two control lines running from the mouth to the ears, inserting a third line between them may make the task easier. If we want the two outer lines spaced further away from the newly inserted line, especially at the corners of the mouth, it can help to insert two more lines closer to where we want the outer lines and then delete the lines they're replacing. Looking at our character from different angles to check the outline and making small adjustments to refine the curves can take time. But when you treat it like a cozy game, the process becomes enjoyable, especially with music, ASMR with headphones, or whatever helps you pass the time. While the overall look may seem largely unchanged, this angle reveals how the face has gained more realistic definition compared to where we started. When making small adjustments to a section of the face, I sometimes like to use the Transform CP control panel. By holding down the control key while using the translation buttons, you can increment or decrement the position by 1 mm at a time. The important thing to note here is that if the character retains a good percentage of its appeal, while gaining some chin definition that doesn't feel out of place, we've opened the door to more realistic styles without straying too far from our comfort zone. Because of the 2 extra lines running down the neck, we need to insert 2 extra control lines into the body, one running into the arms and the other into the legs. This ensures we have a matching number of control staves for stitching the head back to the body. Because of the extra lines inserted into the arms and legs, they've progressed from 6 control staves to 7. Don't forget to click this button to reset the position of our imported patches. Snap the points by clicking the ladybird or pressing M. When all points match up, select one of the rings and then click Stitch. After some refining to smooth out the lines inserted into the body, and after reapplying ownership, we can animate our character once again.